Notes from my December 2024 reading of a January 2024 autobiography of a runner named Sydney. Today is 8 December 2024. I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. And this is my book and my book. These are my book and reading notes for my December 2024 reading of an autobiography on runner Sydney Levrone-McLaughlin, who I honestly had not ever heard of before I got this book from the library. This is Far Beyond Gold, Running from Fear to Faith by Sydney Levrone-McLaughlin. January 2024, W Publishing Group edition, hardcover, ISBN in the video description. I started the book on Friday, 6 December 2024, and finished the book on Sunday, 8 December 2024. It's 212 pages, took me 3 days, 30 pages Friday, 70 pages Saturday, 112 pages Sunday, that's today. It's a public library copy, I had to put it on hold. I found this one by searching by the genre of biography, which includes autobiography, and looking for searching per most recently published. I was like, there we go. I have not ever met the gal, Sydney. I do not know the gal, and based on the content of her book, I would reckon she does not even know my name. And I'm a middle distance runner. It turns out she's a runner. 400 meters hurdles is kind of her thing. So there we go. All right, book notes including construction and design. We got another black and gold stylized cover. It's a shorter book, like 1 to 2 minutes per page for me. Page numbers on the bottom, even paired with the Far Beyond Gold part, and then of the title, and then it's the title, and then there's a subtitle, so it was without the subtitle, and then odd pages with the chapter number, and yeah, and it's kind of this throughout. There's no pictures. I liked it. Their work, she would put something in the body of the, like, on the page, and then pull it out and put it in a kind of quotation like that. That's something unique to this book thus far. The formatting of not a quote of something else, but a quote of herself. It's like, are you paying attention as you read? So, there we go. Reading notes. So, the approach of this autobiography is the same as that of the 2009 autobiography of / by Michael Phelps. The approach is to take care in differentiating themselves from the rest of their peer group. They are trying to define themselves as the rarest of their kind. Perhaps a term for their approach is rarity framing. Let me try to recall this correctly. Sydney enrolled in high school physics following competing at her first Olympic Games. This is in the book. I did not take high school physics. I did not enroll in high school physics. I did not compete at an Olympic Games. If I am recalling correctly, I am in the majority, potentially even vast majority, for all of those things. That they are ways in which I am common. They are ways in which I am ordinary. Some people, such as Sydney and Michael, may struggle with being ordinary or common. I do not. So, if I do not want to be copycatted in an area in which I am rare, then I should make it look like there are more of me, whether or not there are, a safety in numbers tactic. A sabotage tactic by Sydney or Michael then might be making it look like something I do is more common than it is in reality. Like them saying they do what I do when they do something only once, and for me it is a habit. They say we're the same person to take your rarity away. They're pretty common, especially for like the gold digging mentality type. Now a good follow-up question is, per the rarity framing of the whole physics thing, is Sydney better than me, Tanis, at physics because she took high school physics and I did not? Per her rarity framing, she is the young track star who is also a physics prodigy, while I am an ordinary / common non-physicist with no notable running achievements. I'm not mad. That's what she thinks of me. All right, now let's go to what I marked per her rarity framing. Page 2. Her approach to the Olympic Games, and we had a number of them, so I'm in the Seattle area, greater Seattle area, was raised here. Suburbs 30 miles away from Manhattan, New York City. We had Megan Kwan in Tacoma, approximately 45 minutes from this house, but like 20 minutes from Seattle. We had an Nathan Adrian was not too far from Seattle. It's a pretty common, like, I'm near a big city, but I'm not in the big city. It's a pretty common rise angle for Olympic athletes, per my lived experience. Okay. Page 9, her family and her, she mentions for them, doing is greater than talking. It's like, in my family, it's both. Do something, but be able to communicate it as well. But that's not her. Okay. Page 26, per her own words. All right. She says doing is better than talking. Page 26. In elementary school, so she was already competing in track and field when she was in elementary school, she defines a break from it as competing only in a few local meets. So a break, and it's like, so that's what Olympians are. If they take a break from something, they don't stop training, they just do like a few really small scale competitions or something. This comes up later in the book when she doesn't call something a break. Okay. All right. For page 47, so her event was the 400 meters hurdles at the 2016 Summer Olympic Games. And in case it was not pointed out, and maybe she's still bitter or fragile about it, she came in 5th in her semifinal heat. So I kept reading and I was like, that was not made clear whatsoever, and perhaps that's part of the, it still hurts a little, you know? Page 75, she gets offers for shoes, like shoe sponsorship from New Balance and Under Armour, and her heart of hearts, her heart call, what she wanted was Under Armour, but her parents didn't like that. So page 76, she went with New Balance. Page 96, we got ourselves a heartbreak girly. She talks about how heartbreaks came with anxiety, and she made sure to get the proper medications, including going to the pharmacy. I was like, oh, is that why heartbreak's a thing? Is people want the meds? That anxiety meds or that lithium or whatever they get. Okay. I'm learning. I learned. Okay. Page 102. She sometimes italicizes words for like word choice. She chose a good word. The word she chose on 102 that I thought was a good word choice was resentful. She used it in self-description. Page 110. So she decides she initiated with the guy she ends up dating and stuff like that. Seriously, she initiated via Instagram, so they met online in a sense. She hadn't met him before and that kind of stuff. So, if I'm recalling correctly. But I'm going to quote, and not asking me to deliberately lose a race so he could take me to dinner. Ethics, unquote. In my profession, science/mathematics, I do even have a degree in geophysics. Geology and geophysics with a minor in mathematics. In over 4 years of graduate education in geophysics. And so, whoa, I know. Goes back to her framing me as the non-physicist, huh? Not all of us physicists take high school physics. So, but my point being, in science and mathematics, we love each other. And I went to a diversity summit once, and a guy presented and actually talked about how he deliberately chose not to go to conferences outside of California so he could be with his family. So while she slams that, the giving something up for one significant other, I choose, right, she's a heartbreak girl. I'm a love person. So the people I have known, person and or persons that have presented that and or I know have done it all out of love, given up that competition. They put family and love first. Sometimes the significant other doesn't have to ask, and sometimes the significant other actually loves the person and goes, you need to focus on me, I love you. Right? So, well, that's kind of sad if she can get herself that kind of guy. All right, page 128. She does the 60 meters hurdles. Oh, that's not what I was going to point out. But I do I have a 60? No, I don't. I have a 60 meters dash coverage, but not a 60 meters hurdles. But I did have a 60 meters hurdles video on this from this year, 2004. Anyway, I'm distracting myself. So she does not compete in a single race. So this goes back to the taking a break thing. She does not compete in a single race after the 2019 World Championships for 15 months. But she does not call that a break. And I was like, this contradicts your earlier statement or self-assessment. But then, don't worry, that doesn't come up. But she goes, I am self-forgetful. On page 146, she calls it exhilarating, and you're only an athlete if you are self-forgetful. And I was like, or no, she goes, an athlete, so page 145 to 146, quote, an athlete in top form is lost in the moment, forgetting everything except the task at hand. There's something exhilarating about that self-forgetfulness, unquote. I guess I have not ever been an athlete in top form. Okay. With my 1,500 meters outdoor time, page 164, she has a YouTube channel, and that was incorporated into when her man proposed to her, marriage proposal. And then page 173, which is really page 172 to 173, she decides to when she lives with her boyfriend, separate bedrooms, and then sex after marriage. And she says sex before marriage, quote, sex before marriage is wrong, unquote. So I've brought up on this channel that, like, I would, moving in with my soulmate and or soulmates, would like to sleep in separate rooms. As a reminder, so she chose that approach because of her religion. She's very devoted to God. I chose that because I'm a rape victim. And when I was raped, the man provided very negative feedback about me not being good in bed. So, and I'm a virgin aside from that. So for me, it's actually about, I want a separate bedroom, and then to work through it and interact with my man before we do it, whenever we do it. I don't have actually a rigid stance in relation to marriage. For me, it's I would like to be confident in myself. However, so I would like to talk through it, and I stand by my personal stance, which is very different. I'm a still traumatized self-confidence ego blow. I don't believe in ego though, so just self-confidence blow, for being told by my rapist that I'm bad in bed when I was being raped multiple times, multiple occasions. Yeah. So we're a bit different people in that way. So in conclusion, it marked full book number 71 for me for the 2024 year. I'll give it 4 out of 5 stars. It was pretty good. She didn't connect all of the dots on what she wrote, but she did point out she was self-forgetful. So I was like, it's still 4 out of 5. The black and gold is fairly common thing, actually.